foundation of embodied longevity is the core belief that our body has an innate ability to heal itself. There are a few others as well, but I think this is something that's been rooted into us through our years of studying Ayurveda, where we came to see this firsthand, how the body is always trying to rebalance itself. And it's such an empowering understanding when you realize that your body is not working against you. It's actually trying to rebalance itself. It's trying to heal itself. What is working against you is the poor habits that you've picked up over time, mostly due to societal pressure and just the way that we generally live, toxic foods, the stress of modern life, all these things that we're trying to manage. The body is trying to balance itself. And the beautiful thing about it is that the body is like a system. So it's not just physiology, and it's not just our thinking, and it's not just our belief systems and our structures. We can't take each of these separately. We need to bring them together, and we need to have a look at the whole of us, the whole of our system, and really just break it down and see what patterns and what programs we're running in each of these systems, really. And then we can analyze as to whether or not they are a conditioning that is supporting us to thrive, or if it's a conditioning that's actually working against us and needs to be reviewed. And I think when we got to that understanding and embodied longevity, we birthed the concept. It was a proper game changer, just the way that we look at life, and even from just the way that the thought process works, catching ourselves having a thought about something that's coming from fear, which is where most of us are coming from 95% of the time, even if you think you're not, you most likely are, and seeing it, fear as being the root of it, and then noticing when we recognize that, how different everything was, how we could change it, how we can actually manage.
Straight away. He was honest. He was so powerful. And I think the beauty of this is that then we understood how everything is interconnected. And when we recognize that it's interconnected, that your mentality is affecting your physiology. Your physiology is feeding back to your mentality or your emotions or how you connect to other people. How you connect to other people is feeding back to your physiology, to your energy. Everything is connected. And if we come back from this perspective, we realize that we are part of the society as well, that other people affect us as well, then our own thinking patterns, emotions, beliefs are also affecting us, that our physiology affects how we feel. Everything is important, but it's not coming to, oh my goodness, now I need to look at more layers, honestly, even more. No, actually, when that comes as an embodied singular system, it becomes much easier. And it becomes whole, strong, very beautiful experience. You will have to do less. Even for your beauty, you will have to do less because health is foundation of beauty. So that's it. Beauty is almost gone. All you need to do, cleanse and do the moisturizing. Put sunscreen when you are out in hot sun. You will have to do less on every level because you're not coming from fear. You're coming from nourishment on all of the levels that we just named.
And I think the big difference there, just to talk about it from maybe another angle as well, is when we think about what's happening to us when we're in fear, someone's walking around, they're scared. Even when you see an animal walking around and they're scared, they're not settled, their nervous system is in high alert. Most of us are walking around like that, even though we don't want to admit it. And then you've got the idea that actually we can just nourish our bodies, we can be compassionate, we can have this holistic system where everything is innately healing and balancing itself. Just in saying that, you can feel the energy between the two different worlds that we inhabit. And it creates change in frequency, this change in your vibration. Someone who's sitting in a lot of fear, they're very rigid, they're very closed. You walk into a room where it's with people that are in fear, like sometimes you go to the hospital, places like that, you feel it, you pick up on it. There's this icky energy about it. And what happens when you step into this other realization and you embody longevity the way we're talking about it, is that something changes in your vibe and you start to shine from the inside. Of what Maria is saying, health is the foundation of beauty. There's an inner glow, there's a radiance coming from you. And it's coming from all the parts of you. And that is what we're talking about. We're operating from that system. That's the baseline. And it naturally raises your frequency, your vibration, makes you more attractive, makes you feel more confident, makes you more magnetic.
I think when the energy of the person is that strong and vibrant, As Sam said, when you go to a hospital, it's nothing bad. There are sickly people, what to do? But when you come back, don't you feel different about yourself? It's because energy is real, even though we can't represent it, or maybe it's not shown, even though science is catching up with it, but it's not visible. So people are often saying, oh, so if it's not seen or if there is no scientific article, then it doesn't exist. But when you feel into yourself, it is absolutely real. For example, carers, when they look after a sickly person, what happens? This energy that they have is helping the other person to heal, because there is a natural flow of energy, and they will be feeling low in themselves. That's very natural. Also, when you're around a lot of sickly people in a hospital kind of environment, your energy is drained. That's natural.
And you get it with, well, you get it also in friendships, don't you? I don't know if you've got certain friends that after you've been hanging out with them, you suddenly feel exhausted just from being in their presence, because they don't have the ability to regenerate their own energy. They don't know the skills to do it. They don't even know that it exists. And so as you've got a high vibration energy person will be oozing this energy. And so it naturally can get sucked out of you. Not really. Yeah. You can feel really depleted. So one of the really important things is to learn how to generate it, how to preserve it, how to protect it, how to utilize it so that you can really feel amazing in your body. That's a really important step. And it's very overlooked because, like you say, we're conditioned to not believe it's there. And there's a reason for that, which we'll talk about in another video, but there's a very good reason, because it keeps you very controlled.
You would think that everything, every single ritual, every small thing that you would do from this perspective of nourishment and self-love on all layers that we just mentioned, it feeds and improves every other layer. So what happens in the normal kind of anti-aging scene is that they teach you to hide, and they teach you to bandage, and often using toxic ingredients. The body needs to process those toxins and detox them. So it affects your liver, it affects your kidney detox system. How your body starts looking? Well, it already struggles because the body naturally deteriorates. And then you're also putting a lot of toxins on top. So then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, I also need to fix my hair. I have a hair loss. And actually, my skin is only looking worse. And I have those brown spots now. So you go into the deterioration mode much quicker, where you put the nourishing rituals, which are healing, which are allowing your body to heal itself. We believe that our bodies have innate ability to heal. So it allows the body to heal itself. As the body heals, it positively impacts all other layers as well. It positively impacts your energy. It has a great impact on your social life. You have great self-perception about yourself, then obviously it affects positively other layers. And the same way, whichever layer you start with, it doesn't really matter, because it can depend on a person. For example, you start with your mentality and you change your thoughts, that will absolutely positively reinforce your reality. And it will positively affect all other layers of your being.
And we're not just saying it, we've lived it. This is a lived experience. It's happened. When we've applied the framework to our lives, every single part of life has improved. It's incredible.
That's why we want to share this new way, because we feel strongly that this can change the scene completely for other women. It can change their life, how they feel. They can finally live the richest, most beautiful life ever. There is another way, and that's what we want to show, that there is a way. Even when you age, it can be something very beautiful and actually very empowering.
So if this is resonating with you and you want to find out more, then there is the link in the bio to our Embody Longevity membership program.